Now, the arrest of suspected Nigerian fraudsters Ramon Abbas, also known as Hushpuppi, and Olalekan Ponle, also known as Mr. Woodbury, for cybercrimes and fraud, has again turned the spotlight to Nigeria and the battle against cybercrime. They were arrested in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and have now been extradited to the United States. Described as an international online scammer, Hushpuppi, Woodbury, and 10 others were arrested in an operation tagged Fox Hunt after they were accused of committing crimes, which includes money laundering, cyber fraud, hacking, criminal impersonation, scamming individuals, banking fraud, and identity theft. They reportedly created fake pages for existing websites in order to redirect victims' payments to their own accounts. The raid that led to his arrest resulted in the confiscation of incriminating documents of a planned fraud on a global scale worth $435 million. In total, the gang committed fraud amounting to 168 billion naira. Well, joining me via Skype from Ogun State is Olutubosun Oshifora, lawyer and social development advocate. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. All right, if you can hear me, before now we had the Invictus OB and now the Hushpuppi. And some Nigerians are saying that perhaps this calls for a better approach to policing the country's cyberspace. From your perspective, is this what the issues are about?
Not really. This is not it that Nigeria is in the spotlight again for the wrongest of reasons, cybercrime. But it doesn't make all of us bad people. You are about your own legitimate hustle. I'm in court right now doing my own as well. So there are wonderful Nigerians out there. It's just unfortunate that this is so celebrated, and I guess because of the amount of money involved in it. But also, it also calls for attention that we should sit tight and develop policies that can actually nip activities like this in the bud. Most of the crime that Hushpuppi is being alleged to have committed didn't happen here. It was in Dubai. So you can't say it's cyberspace here or anything here. It's just, he's got the fraudulent intent, and there's little or nothing we could do about that. But I mean, thank goodness that he has been caught and he will face the law.
When you say develop policies, we have the Cybercrime Act of 2015. Isn't that potent enough, if I may use the word, to address these issues?
Yes, it is. It's potent enough, but if you look at the case of Hushpuppi, I guess it's the FBI that has taken over the case, and from what we have read, seen in the media, we've seen the media space, the charge and the synopsis to the crime. So their laws are not far from what we have here, but these are young people. They are dynamic in their dealings. They always, you can see how you rode over the system, and for somebody to defraud 1.9 individuals, then that's a massive feat. So the laws are good, the laws are adequate. We will only keep improving on them. And if you look at it, as big as America is, as sophisticated as Dubai is, he was able to penetrate the system, and he made a mess of his victim. So it's not a function of the law per se. It's about vigilance. It's about international cooperation that this kind of individuals will not be allowed to go scot-free.
You have been working with the Crimes Commission, if I may use the word, for some time now. Talk to us what the challenges really are with dealing with cases like this. Because a lot of Nigerians, when the video came up, were like, this cannot necessarily happen in Nigeria.
No, that's not correct. Every day, the EFCC is a body saddled with the responsibility of going after individuals like this. And I can assure you, maybe because we don't, I think because of the amount of money involved, but every day EFCC picks people on a daily. I mean, if you look at the news, you see them, and majority of those people are young people. And, so EFCC picks them on a daily, even with the limited technology available to them. Now, in this case, is America, I mean, most of his victims are Americans. And I think that's why the FBI took over the case. But there's been international cooperation, even with the commission. And on a daily, we pick people. On a daily, Nigeria apprehends these people, and they give them to the necessary authority. And they even go ahead and prosecute.
Quickly, before we let you go, you said the EFCC keeps picking this young people who involve themselves in cybercrime on a daily. But how has that served as a deterrent to these activities? Because we keep seeing them out on a daily. And how many prosecutions has the EFCC carried out?
As far as prosecution, I can assure you, I think some 2 or 3 weeks ago, sometime during the lockdown, in one of your programs, the EFCC chairman came on, and he told you as many convictions that the commission has been able to realize. But as for curbing it, it's unfortunate that our young people have decided and made up their mind to glorify and take to this kind of life, because this has got nothing to do with unemployment or poverty. This is just purely inordinate ambition on the part of young people. And we can only keep trying and sensitizing them that this is not the way to go. If you look at Hushpuppi, all of the things it's been celebrated for, they are purely mundane, and they don't add to right living. But unfortunately, that's what is being celebrated, and that's what our young people, even musicians, you see them come up and say things like that. So all we can do is try to reorientate them and make them realize that every crime will be paid for, and the end of crime will always be jail. That's the best we can do.
All right, we'll leave the conversation here for now. Olutobosun Oshiforora, thank you for speaking with us. All right, right now, this development seems to be taking a political dimension. We see that some persons are asking that those that were seen perhaps associating with Hushpuppi before now be probed. I wonder what you make of this.
Sincerely, like I said earlier, it's a cheap point. It's a cheap point to want to score, and I don't expect that from any serious politician, saying that because someone took pictures with Hushpuppi, then that makes him a criminal or he should be investigated. That's cheap, and I don't think that's the way to go. Fine, except you can come up with something concrete, but if we're relying on pictures, anybody could have taken pictures anywhere. We all travel abroad, we all see celebrities, I mean, we all see our government officials, and people want to take pictures with them. So that's not enough to now say that, okay, this person is a criminal. At some point or the other, we have taken pictures with different people who in the future may now be found wanting in certain capacities. Does that now make us criminals as well? I don't think that's politically savvy.
All right, then, away from politics now, let's look at the issues critically. Some persons are saying that perhaps because we do not have the infrastructure and the database, that is why we continue to see issues of cybercrime springing in our faces.
No. I beg to disagree. In fact, cybercrime is a global pandemic, if you allow that word. And it happens everywhere in the world, even the most sophisticated of places. And if you look at it, most of the people that were scammed by Hushpuppi or Ramon, you find out that they're not even, majority of them are not Nigerian citizens. They are abroad. They are in these techy, sophisticated places. And so if somebody like Hushpuppi can stay in his domain and clear out all their funds, then you can't blame Nigeria. Fine, we're not there technologically, but at the same time, it's not enough to now say that that's why we're not making strides. The EFCC, like I said earlier, doing fantastic job, improving on a daily on how to apprehend all the cyber crime offenders. And I think Nigeria has been doing well. Then also, international collaboration is what actually helps with cybercrime. If you look at it, Dubai had to release Hushpuppi, or the Emirates had to release Hushpuppi to the United States. That's how it works. That synergy is the only way by which such things, such activities can be curbed. If not, these guys will just continue to just
right. We'll leave the conversation here now. Olutubosun Oshiforola, thank you for speaking with us.